Alright guys, in this video I want to show with evidence I'll be doing an actual demonstration with smaller eyepieces and a surprise entrance from a Takahashi turret, just to show you and to prove what I'm talking about. And it's in regards to be returning this to Woodland Hills. I've had quite a time with getting this back. Looks like we're just about to, that it's going to happen. And I wanted to, before this got returned, show you what the answer was, what they're saying the problem is with this turret. And I do recommend that you go back and watch my original review, which I'll put a link in below in the description. So here you can see I finally got an RMA to return this to Woodland Hills. And the strange thing is I couldn't print out their actual document they sent me. It would be blank. So I had to copy and paste this into another Word document to do this. But the reason for this video is I want to take a look here. And you know, something else about Woodland Hills, they've had, for another video, but let's take a look at this. They got nAPE, it's nPAE. So I'm not sure, they've had a lot of things like this along the way with my wrong phone numbers, just different oddities that they can't seem to get straight. But let's take a look at what they're saying. Reason for return: the end user is overloading the turret. His need is beyond the scope of the turret also. Alright guys, the end user, i.e. me, is overloading the turret. His need is beyond the scope of the turret also. Well guys, we're going to debunk that. And we're going to have irrefutable evidence to that effect. So I can't stress, guys, that you see that original video. Okay? And so let's take a look at what we've got here. After I did the review on Sunday, 7/10/2022 at 1:30 p.m., I sent to nPAE, subject line, issues with your issues with your Ruby turret. See full video, please. So I had the opportunity this weekend to use my new turret. Here is the link to my YouTube review. Excuse me. I hope you watched the entire video, 48 minutes, 44 seconds. I had to go into areas I never thought I would need to. I actually had to get out my digital Mitsutaya 1 to 2 inch micrometers, parentheses, and shown in the video, because of a fit issue. I needed to see what was going on. No other 1.25 inch accessory I own has had an issue like this shown in the video, or like shown in the video. Then we have the issue with the rotation and the click stops not properly retaining the positions. To sum up, useless. Why was the turret not better packed so the caps would not fall out and cause nicks on the paint? Woodland Hills packed your package in a box better than you did a $900 item. I always try to be very thorough when doing a review video. I never know when things may go south and not be what they appear. If I have a reason for a negative review, I have irrefutable evidence as to why. I am very disappointed, as I had high hopes for your 6th position turret. I am left flat on my face with it. And then I go into the reasons I want to return it. I am requesting you take this unit back and I be given a full, complete refund. Please let me know ASAP so I can contact my Discover credit card if I needed to go that route. 2. The package will be picked up by a shipper at my home at your cost. I do not have time to take to a shipper with my work schedule. I am working up to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Also, I am only returning as I have a defective unit. Got to make these things clear to these people, because you never know. it will be sent back to Woodland Hills, who charged my card and took the order. And once they receive it, I am to be given a full, complete refund to my Discover credit card. It's up to you after that what will happen. By that I mean you can get it back from Woodland Hills. I don't care what it cost you. Once I get confirmation from you, I will myself contact Fair at Woodland Hills to get the process moving, and so I can repackage the items. I think you have a product that could be the best in the industry, but it has shortcomings. Perhaps you will take a look at my opinions as to what they are stated in the video. Thanks. In the meantime, I was talking to a buddy of mine. He sends me this link, so I send this now to Farrah at Woodland Hills. Forward, issues with your Ruby turret. See full video, please. 7/10/2022, 3:17 p.m. That was a Sunday. Farrah, please see the email I sent nPAE, because I forwarded that to him, and this was actually in that forwarded email. My buddy sends me a link about your return policy. Again, I did this over the phone with Farrah, and you know, I just never thought about a return. I never thought I'd have to. Thought this was a professional unit. Will this be the case? I want nPAE to approve the return to you so I can get a refund in full, and nPAE can have their crap back. Please see the video. I do know a thing or two about machining. I did the order with you over the phone. I wish you would have told me the terms about your return/refund policy at the time of the order process. I sincerely hope I get taken care of. I will be doing a follow-up video about this situation. By the way, I'm presenting these emails in order. So you'll recall that I sent nPAE an email with that link at 1:30 p.m. on the 10th, which was a Sunday. At 3:38 p.m. on Sunday, same date, 7/10, I get the following from nPAE, and they carbon copy Farrah Payne at Woodland Hills. Let's see what they say. Hi, thanks for your email and making a video. Now, what do they say after that? Let's just see what they say. Because let me preface this by saying, if there were issues on my end, I, as a manufacturer, would let the person know and say, hey, George, Mary, Ringo, whatever, you're overloading the turret. Please do not use such big eyepieces. And I'm also going to say that their website says not a thing about overloading the unit. And I'm going to show you stuff. So, again, what do they say? Thanks for your email and for making a video. I'll show it to the engineers next week. Let me say that again. I'll show it to the engineers next week. Not a thing about overloading. Of course, there were other issues in there too that they don't even address. We did suggest on the 14th of June that you try it out before making a purchase. As per our satisfaction guarantee, you can return your Ruby turret. Woodland Hills will handle the refund and return. They are copied into this email. Many thanks, nPAE. Now let's take a look at that. Woodland Hills will handle the refund and return. They are copied into this email. That's for another video, the ordeal on that. But when you see how they're saying I overloaded it with the RMA from Woodland Hills, which I'm sure they had to have been talking to nPAE or something, trying to come up with some kind of a excuse. Don't know at this point whether they're trying to screw me out of some money. I don't know. But from nPAE, the manufacturer, the seller of this product that represents this product, they say nothing but I'll show it to the engineers next week. Quite interesting. So here's a picture taken off of nPAE's website. Let's take a look at these eyepieces that they have in their turret. Well, by the way, guys, I'm looking here at one of their pictures. You can see the little balls that they use must be spring-loaded that go into that unit that retain it. Now here's some pictures of that unit. Look at the size of these eyepieces. And this is on from, I think, the guy that did something on a Facebook page. So I don't know. These aren't necessarily small eyepieces. Was there a problem with my unit? With the rotational feature alone? Irregardless, notwithstanding the other ones that I show in here, in the original video that you must see. Here you see where I posted on cloudy nights a link to the video with a short explanation on this product, the turret. I also included a picture. Here we have a guy that made a remark. The fact that the nose piece is too narrow to be secured by any of the popular twist or click lock 1.25-inch adapters might be a non-starter for many people. I wonder if this is consistent from unit to unit. Also, what he doesn't mention is just the fact that even if you're not using this with a click stop, what does it matter? At almost 30 thousandths undersize, I could drive a low boy with wide equipment on it in the one side and have room for my motorcycle to squeeze through the other side at those bad, extremely low-end tolerances. It's just unbelievable. Alright, this is quite an interesting one here. Okay. And let's see if I can get that position there, hopefully. Okay, so here's what it says. Posted July 11th, 2022, 6:44 a.m. from Sydney, Australia, is this commenter. Interesting, in your video there's a glimpse down the barrel and it appears the diagonal does not provide full illumination side to side. In addition, it only has a 1.25-inch nose piece. And having a nose piece that can unscrew like that is a catastrophe waiting to happen. If the turret unscrews, it will drop and drop the lot on the ground. Now listen to this. A while back, nPAE sent me the larger 2-inch turret for evaluation, a very expensive item which didn't fit on my 10-inch Mac either. And I sent it straight back. I told them to go look at a tech, which, as I said earlier in the review, I've got a tech that I bought subsequent to this nPAE, and I'm going to show you something, or a VSI turret. I've had a tech, or I mean that's a TAC, I'm sorry, a Takahashi that we're going to look at, not tech. I've had a tech and now a VSI and see how those work. But they still don't get it, obviously. The tech and VSI have 2-inch nose pieces for two reasons. They accommodate a larger diagonal, so no vid nutting, and in my opinion the 2-inch really is needed if you're going to hang 5 kilograms of accessories on it, such as the bigger eyepieces or even a camera here. I'm not sure why you'd put a camera on it. Okay. Lastly, most manufacturers are switching quickly from compression rings. Okay, so anyway, so we've got that. Now this is very good right here by this user. And he states, a couple weeks ago, this is July 12th, 2022, a couple weeks ago, I placed an order for the 6-inch, or for the 6 turret 1.25-inch Ruby turret. I like the idea of being able to dial immediately among 6 eyepieces. I don't like switching eyepieces out in and out of a focuser. I also like the ability to parfocalize the eyepieces, and the fact that the Ruby 6 turret is about half the price of a TAC 5 turret, which I don't think they make that anymore. Just the 4. Yesterday I received this email. So this is the July 12th. Remember, my video was put up on the 10th, a Sunday. They were notified. What they say, we'll show it to the engineers. So on the 12th, he puts this up. So on, it says yesterday I received this email. So that would have been on the 11th, a day after they saw my video. So here you go, nPAE in Woodland Hills. Don't tell me that I'm overloading it. There's a concern. Now look at this. He's got, quote, I am contacting you regarding your order of a 1.25-inch Ruby turret. Unfortunately, due to supply issues, it won't be ready for potentially a few weeks. We are deeply sorry about this, and if you would like, we can cancel the order and give you a refund, then contact you when a unit is available, or if you are happy to wait, we'll get it out and it's to you as soon as possible. I told him I could wait a few more weeks should I cancel and get my money back. Mike. So again, isn't this interesting that after I do my video, nPAE contacts this guy on the 11th, which would have been a Monday, to let him know about supply issues. Okay, I think what they meant to say in there is engineering and machining issues, but that's just me thinking out loud. And here we go, the same guy. Here's what he decided to do. Posted July 12, 22. Well, I decided to cancel my order and get a refund. I just now sent an email saying this to nPAE. There are too many issues with this product. I really wanted it to work out. Again, as clearly shown in my review video. I cannot begin to tell you what a load of bullcrap this answer is to this guy about the turret. Here, guys, you see the original eyepieces that I used in the my review video. 17.3, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4.5 Delos. Here you're going to see where I'm going to now put on the turret these delights. And you can clearly see how much smaller they are in physical height and body diameter. So I would consider these a small eyepiece. Not a large, not extra small, just your ordinary run-of-the-mill eyepieces today. So we have the 11, 9, 7, 5, which you'll see in a clip I inadvertently called an 8. It's a 5. Then a 4 and a 3. And again, take a look, guys. You'll see exactly how much smaller these are. And yet, let's see how that nPAE turret acts with these smaller eyepieces in there. Alright, guys, so I'm doing this demonstration inside my garage. I don't want to do it outside because it rained a lot this morning. It's iffy now, some clouds, some sun, and I don't want to set up and have anything come in, any weather come in. So best that I do this just in the garage as you're seeing it here. So what I've got set up here is my Mach 2 mount with a 130 GTX, and on the eyepiece end is the nPAE Precision Astro Engineering 1.25-inch Ruby turret. Although I dare say the word precision shouldn't be in that. And again, I have to direct you to the video, which I will have a link below for you to see, because you've got to see that to understand what we've got going on here. In my original review video, I used Delos eyepieces from Teleview. The sizes that I used were 17.3, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4.5. Since whoever came up with this excuse, whether it's Woodland Hills or nPAE, I have no idea. But since they're saying that the end user, i.e. me, is overloading the turret, his need is beyond the scope of the turret also, as I showed you in the beginning. So what I've done is put on these much smaller delights from Teleview. We have the 4mm, the 3, 7, 8, 11, 9, and then we're back to the 4. So those are the 6 eyepieces I chose to put in here. And I specifically made sure that they were kind of the bigger of the small eyepieces. These are much smaller, but I still wanted the bigger ones out of this series to put on here. Because the question to me would be, how much smaller do you get than this? So let's take a look at this. Another good thing for being in the garage, you won't have any road noise. So now let's listen to the clicking. Listen how soft that is with the eyepieces on it. And look at the play. Just simple play. I mean, look at that. So my question would be, Woodland Hills or nPAE, whoever came up with this excuse for the return authorization day, I guess they had to put something on it. I don't know if they looked at my videos. I don't know if they believe me. I don't know. But look at the play in this. Is that acceptable? It sure isn't to me. I mean, come on now. I've been in the hobby for 50-some years. And I don't want to be too rude, but when I was 10 years old, my parents bought me a Tasco telescope that was of better precision than this. I'm sorry. I mean, did this thing come from Mattel or what? The makers of toys for kids? I mean, look at that, guys. That's what I'm trying to show. Because when you tell me something and I know that it's a crock, I'm going to call you out on it. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry. But don't go throwing on me that I'm overloading this unit. Plus, if you haven't seen that video, guys, you've got to see it. Because I'm just calling them out because of this. The video points out so many other things that aren't right. So, I mean, look at that. You tell me. I mean, that's, you know, the video tells a million words. And that's why I thought I would do this. Because when you're going to start throwing stones at me, just remember, you live in a glass house, and I'm going to start throwing some back at you. So if you think that's acceptable, nPAE, then that's fine. But it's not acceptable in my book. And I would think most people would find this unacceptable. Now let's see if we can be quiet here, and let's see if I can. So you heard that ball, whatever, I'm assuming it's got to be some kind of a ball, spring-loaded, a ball or a pin or something that activates each click stop. You hear it going in, but look at the play. So, like I said, you know, I believe in full documentation, which I believe the first video was 1,000%. And now I'm going to show you even more that these are small eyepieces. You can't get much smaller than this. I've got radians, but the fact remains that you've got issues in here. I mean, so let's look at that face on. You see I'm putting just light pressure for those that don't believe me. Just very light pressure. Wow, that position is even worse right here. Okay guys, so I want to show you something. And especially you nPAE, XYZ, elemental P, whatever. You need to take a look at this. After I bought your POS, and you can look that up if you don't know what POS stands for, I decided immediately to buy this Takahashi. It's a 4 turret. But what are we taking a look at here now? Let's analyze this now. Let's take a look. Here we go to our Delos. I've got a 3.5mm Delos in here. That's a heavy eyepiece. That's that eyepiece that you're saying, the Delos that I had on your turret, that your 6-position turret that you said was too heavy. Now you noticed I showed in that video how when I put one on, it rotated. This is not moving an inch, and there's no locks. The only thing holding it is whatever is causing the friction, which are these 2 pins right here that are within these that are holding that in place. And that is a heavy eyepiece. And you see it staying in place. So nPAE, go back to that video and you'll see how yours did when I showed it in one position. Didn't fare out that well, which I didn't expect it to. I'm just showing people that, hey, you know, you got to balance it. And then you remember as I put one on the other side, it balanced. But how is it that Takahashi can do this and it stays? One thing I also want to point out is you'll see here, if you take a look at this one, all the other ones, they're straight up to the collet. They're all the way up. You can see here. I had to, for whatever reason, this has got a different type of an undercut. It's a little bit different on the 6mm Delos. And with it all the way in, it wouldn't quite clamp because it's within the ring that clamps. So I had to bring it out. So now we're even throwing more weight out off of the center line of this turret. So I just wanted to point that out so that you could see that how well the Takahashi is working versus the nPAE. I want to show you something here. I've taken the chrome covers off both sides. This has the tension screw or whatever they want to call that. You can see it right here. This side is out. It's in my hands. That goes in here. I've taken that out completely. Okay? There it is. That side's in. This side is out. Now let's take a look at something. Even with one tension, makes it a little harder to find right there. I mean, look, with just one of them doing the job. And these are the heavy eyepieces, the Delos, which nPAE says I'm overworking, that I've overloaded. I overloaded their unit. And with the Takahashi, there you see it, it rotates around. Here it's out. Let me zoom in on that, guys, if you don't believe me. Right here, there's nothing. Here's the one here's the one right here. You can see it behind my fingernail. Is it perfect? No, but it's holding these it's holding these big eyepieces. I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. And just to show you what I'm talking about, let me put it in. You can see me turning it. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and put on the cover. Very nicely designed. So you put that on. Snug that down. And there you go. So that just wanted to show you the difference between a quality, well-engineered, well-designed turret and a turret made by nPAE that apparently, in my opinion, they had an idea, never checked with astronomers, and did a half, I'm going to use the word half-assed job of putting it out there. Apparently never beta tested it. Did you have any amateurs with a lot of experience take a look at it? Maybe give you any feedback, what you could have done better? And again, guys, you got to look at that original video, because this is the rotation of that slop, and them telling me that I overloaded it is one of many that I showed on the original video. But this is just to show nPAE or Woodland Hills, whoever conspired, came together, because obviously Woodland Hills said that I overloaded it. I don't know who told them that, whether they came up with it or nPAE, but I'm going to call you out on that. So it's a crock. You got a piss poor design. You need to do something about it. Don't go coming after me and telling me that I did something, because this Takahashi just trumped, oh, as in President Trump 2024, your turret.